Good morning. It's me again, and I cannot sleep. The dog woke me up. My husband came to bed, and he's working late nights, so that woke me up. So I can't sleep. Oh my god, is this what I wake up looking like? Oh, aren't I a aren't I a rock star? Uh, you know what? There's no fixing it. It's just it is what it is. It's the middle of the night here. It is 3:34 a.m. Central Time. Good Lord, help me. And my dog started barking, and so I got up, and then Dennis came in, and Grandpa, and he turned on the lights and had to fix the fan so that the fan would not make that clicking noise when it went around and around, and that's you can imagine how fun that was for me. So yeah. So welcome to the middle of the night. Oh my God, hi Raven. Oh my God, you're up late with me. Yay. Yeah, there's much for some reason it just always almost happens between 3 and 4 in the morning. But all this fun stuff. It's great. So I thought I'd get up and just chat a little bit. 3:34 a.m. So you're on Central Time too. That's interesting. Where you at, Raven? Somewhere in the Midwest, I'm guessing, or Texas. I think that's the Central Strip, or yeah. Maybe Arkansas. Arkansas, I think, is on the same time zone as us. 3:34 a.m. Wow. Yeah, it's darn near painful. And it's spring. Spring has sprung and it's allergy season. So I got up and I noticed that my whole entire, like from the crown of my head to my to the middle of my chest, was Minnesota. I don't know why I called you that. First thing that popped in my head. That's cool. Do not feel bad, honey. Um, Minnesota. What's up? What's up? Great Lakes. Um, so I'm like full of just allergies. Let's just put it that way without saying SNOT, which is gross. So I got up and I took Mucinex and I took some sort of a mud season exactly. And I took I did the nasal sprays, and I have like two different nasal sprays that I can take. So I took both of those because I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's like the and just happens to a lot of people this time of year. It does. Um, it's hay fever, or I don't know, just one of the many joys of spring. I would show you my cup, but it actually is very cussy. So we're just gonna pretend Glamo's drinking out of a white cup, and it's the cussing's facing me. So Raven, I think it's just you and me this morning, baby girl, and I am perfectly okay with that. You're expecting up to 2 feet of snow? Oh my god, girl. Well, the farmers say it's good. I don't know what to do with that. It's good for you're very cussy. I bet. Mine says I'm not always a bee. Just kidding. Go f yourself. So yeah, this is the late night crew. So I can hint around that much. Wendy, good morning. Are you at work? Are you at work, girlfriend? You're a farmer, Raven. Oh, I'd be getting up. Do you like actually? Do you get up to milk the cows, or at work throwing parcels and listening? Nice. Guys, please excuse me. Those my nasal spray's kicking in. God, I am so sexy. Yeah, my coughing and sneezing brings all the boys to the yard. No cows. What do you farm, Raven? Do you have goats that have to be milked? I've always wondered about that. Like, how do you get a goat to stand still to milk it? How do they get the goat's milk? I mean, is it against the goat's will, or do they stand still kind of and just hang out like the cow? Horse, chickens, garden, hayfield, deer hunting, all that good stuff. Sweet. Wow. That's awesome. I have friends who are urban chicken farmers that I get fresh eggs from. God, those eggs are so good. And if you have like ducks, those duck eggs, huge and really, really rich. They're so freaking good. And the horses, I bet that's wonderful and fun to ride. Oh man, gardens, yeah. Yeah, I tried to grow a big, big garden and I couldn't keep the critters out of it. We're backed up to a state park. So unfortunately I had to plant, I tried planting inside of the fence the next year and my dogs just dug that thing right up. They were chasing after all the critters that were trying to get after the garden, which good that they're chasing after them, bad that they dig them up because they're like, ooh, look. And so finally, I started planting in big buckets with the holes in the bottom on my back porch, and that seems to work out pretty well. I get good tomatoes, and I actually grew bucket potatoes last year. And I was like, hey, I can grow a tater. And they beller like crazy when milk there, put it in a milk stand. Ah, okay. So you would just like move them into like the pen where it's got the walls on either side, and then you have to, okay. They beller like crazy when milked. I do too. It's a joke. Although Glampa, I gotta tell you guys something too. Okay, in the spring, I don't know when my boys were little, we went to the zoo in the spring, the St. Louis Zoo, and there was a. It seemed like everything was really cranky and active, and I couldn't figure out why. And like the big gorilla was like, oh, and like seriously scary. And like all the birds and like everything was really cranky and active. And then my husband pointed out, he's like, well, it is spring. And I'm like, oh, okay. So everything's trying to like mate and everything's on like high, whatever, high alert, high volume, whatever. And then we came home and there was a woodpecker the next morning at 6 o'clock in the morning before the sun was even up. It was on, it was outside of our bedroom window and it was on the gutter. And we have like aluminum gutters and it was drilling the gutter with its nose and making yeah, high hormones. It was making making a gorilla sound again. I don't know if I could, honestly. It was making the loudest noise I've ever heard in my life. It sounded like somebody was like drilling for gold outside of my window. And this thing just kept going and going. And I'm like, what in the world? And Dennis is like, oh, yeah, woodpeckers do that. They'll make as much sound as possible during mating season, during the spring, so that they can attract and mate. The louder that they are, the more noisy they are, the more attractive the females find that. Yes, he was a little pecker. He was yeah, he was a fast little pecker too. I don't know if he wants a rep for that. Um, but I bring that up because my husband has been doing this thing where if I'm like online, like with my panel of friends, or if we're like talking to somebody or whatever, it's very strange. He's been a little more like, he's not normally like, my woman, you know what I mean? He's not kind of that guy. He's like, hey honey, what's up? But this spring, he's like, ruff, 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 he's my woman sort of thing. He's doing like a little strutting and a little like, I call it marking his territory. I call it spraying. I'm like, are you spraying me? So he's been doing a little more spraying, I guess because I'm on YouTube more now. I don't know, but it's annoying. I'm like, would you please stop that? I'm like, come on now, we're grown ups. I'm not out there trolling for dates. I'm 51 years old. For God's sake, I've already got. Is he peeing on you? If he starts raving, you'll be the first to know. That'd be so funny. I feel like he's about to. Yeah. I feel like he's about one, assertive act away from doing exactly that. And I'm like, what is your problem? I am like an old lady. Nobody's running after me. Nobody's trying to pick me up. It's not like that. My YouTube is not about, it's not an OnlyFans, honey. It's a YouTube. There's a whole different world. Is he peeing on you? You've seen him ruin metal siding. I bet. I bet they have. I bet they have. But yeah, even like my sons are like, unusually aggressive. Not with me, but in general, they all feel like really aggressive and like really like they're like, oh yeah, if that guy says no 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 no, and I'm like, well, nobody want to fight you. Shut up, sit down. I mean, they're just. And these are grown men. I'm like, what is your problem? I don't know. Spring has sprung, ladies. Spring has sprung. And apparently it's the ladies' choice now. So how fun is that for everybody, for the whole family? So yeah, that's my spring update. That's weird that that's happening. And no, he hasn't peed on my leg yet, but that's only a matter of time, I guess. He's marking his territory. That's the funniest thing. I'm like, get off me. Come on now. And my dogs are females and they've been like bark, 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 bark. So I think there's a lot of stuff running around at night trying to get it on in my backyard. I went and picked up an 1800s East Lake antique chair this evening. Now, an 1800 East Lake antique chair sounds cool. I don't actually know what an East Lake antique chair is, but I'm guessing it's something that's really nice and valuable. It sounds 1800s East Lake antique chair. And if it's lasted this long, I bet it's something of beauty that's been in somebody's home. So good for you, Raven. I'll have to look that up later. I have Carrie and I have a video coming out. We're doing a premiere too with a live chat at 6 o'clock Central on Tuesday. And that is a haul. And it's also, speaking of chickens, Raven, it's also the presentation of my chicken purse that I got. I'm so excited. Guys, this is not like people see this person, there's like, a chicken purse. It's not like you think it is. It is the most real looking chicken. It's so crazy. So I got this chicken purse and I have yet to show it to one ovarian American who was not like, yeah, I would have bid up on that too. Yep. I want that purse. You got it for free? Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's like a captain's chair worth $500. I bet it is at the minimum. Good job, Raven. Nice pickup. Strong Minds. Good morning. Hey, Hey, Raven. Hi, Strong Minds. Good morning, baby. Thank you for joining. We're just, hanging out, being silly, being late night. That's all. I'm full of sinuses, and Raven got a free chair worth $500. So that catches you up. Sharon, you don't sleep either. Yeah. And Wendy's listening. She's lurking. She's at work, so she's got us on listen, I think. But good morning, Sharon. It is so nice to see you. Thanks for joining me live. I just, when I can't sleep, I pop on and we just babble for a little while and visit. Oh God, guys, I did have what a weekend it was. I don't normally get super emotional either way about like buying and selling things. I'm like, it's crap. It's just, it's not crap, but you know what I'm saying? It's like material goods, and that's not the most important thing in life, and yada, yada, yada. Yes, I am smoking. Deal with it. It's 3 a.m. and I just got my coffee. I'm in Hawaii, home Thursday, exhausted. It's only 11 p.m. here. Wow. Yeah, I always deal with when I go to the West Coast, I always deal with that 2-hour time difference. And then just when you get used to it, just when you get used to it, they kind of flip the script on you and you're like, okay, let's go home and let's change times again. This whole time zone thing. And daylight savings time, spring forward, fall back. Why do we still have that? Can anybody answer why we still have that? Is there really a need for that? Is there a crying need for an extra hour of sleep? I mean, besides Raven, how many farmers do we have? And even like, I feel like the farmers are like, hey, don't blame it on me. They get up at the same time every day. They're going to get up at the same time every morning to do their chores and to do the things that they have laid out to do. Oh, Raven said she likes daylight savings time. Okay. I think that you're the one. Ready to do some all night sales when I get back. I like it when I got to be honest, I like it when they fall back because then bars, stores, everything else stays open a little bit later. But that springing forward thing, my God. So yeah, I can't stand it, Raven. It drives me crazy. The springing forward and falling back, and then in every different time zone. Like I think Indiana has parts where it's not valid, and Arizona, I think, has parts where they don't. They either have parts or the whole as a whole they don't subscribe to it at all. And yeah. All night sales. Yeah, that's when I came back from Vegas. I was on such a weird. It was like 2 hours ahead. You get seasonal depression, seasonal affective disorder. So spring forward pulls me out of it. I get that. I tend to get it early, super early, and usually that is a signal to me that I need to spend a few days outside and get more vitamin D and more sunshine, and that sort of helps reset my mental clock. I heard they were going to push to keep it daylight savings time, huh? I don't know. They were going to push to keep it. Well, I mean, it's something that I grew up with, so it's not like it's something that's start the revolution. There's not, if it does, it does. Sometimes I get a little cranky for about the first week because I just don't know. But I've also got, as you may have noticed, a very kind of odd sleep schedule. So you get awful winter depression. That can absolutely happen. The lack of daylight, the darker days, the cold where you're stuck inside. I would imagine it would be exponentially harder on us with the pandemic too, especially that first year when we were really, really everybody was stuck indoors before even the winter season started. So yeah, I deal with depression myself. So mine's more cyclical, but yeah, I get in the middle of winter. It seems to be worse. Yeah, up all night, sleep all day. I know where I'll go. And that was Jesse James band, Jesse James gang. Yeah, I love that song. Yeah, I know that is me too, Raven. That's me too. So Wendy, you mean keep it as it is now and not change back? I would love that. Again, I would love it, but you know, they quit asking me. They just don't ask me. I'm not entirely sure I'd be qualified to rule my house, much less the world, but I'd like to give it a shot for a day and see what happens. Mm. Um, so over this interesting weekend, and it has been a very interesting weekend and an interesting week, uh, Sissy and I filmed a couple of things. And then I created last Thursday my live chat, which is going to be every Thursday morning at 10 a.m., where we do like a reseller roundup, and we have, we talk about things that are happening across the web and things like that. So that's interesting. But I feel like my late night chats are just like kind of me and you guys. That's between us girls. So that's that's just more of a personal thing for me. And I can tell you that personally, I had an experience this weekend that really, really, again, I don't get that involved or that emotional about like sales and things like that. But I had something happen that really sort of lit my fuse. I was in an auction, and I'm not going to say whose, but I was in an auction where I got the sense that there were some shenanigans going on. People were talking to each other about something that I was bidding on, and they were, sort of, hey, you take over from here, and then the other person was bidding me up, and you know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell if I was being targeted, or I couldn't tell if they were like what they were up to. But when somebody's up to something and you're like, this is suspect, this is like weird. So I backed out of that auction. I went out. I was like, nope, I fold. I'm not bidding anymore, because I worked too hard for my money to be pardon my French, but to be effed with, while I am trying to, just spend my money and have a good time. Um, I don't always buy for resale. A lot of times I'll buy for my personal pleasure or my personal enjoyment, kind of like the chicken purse, which I'm going to totally run around with for like at least 6 months before they were kind of sabotaging me, or like setting me up to pay more, or trying to bid me up. And I understand that, there's going to be competition at auctions. I get that. I'm used to going nose to nose with people, and sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Sometimes it's important to me, sometimes it's not. This was not like that though. This was like some people bidding against me, and then asking somebody else to take over bidding against me. Yeah. And then there was like laugh emojis. Yeah. They did a whole line of laugh emojis when I went out, and I'm like, now is that you doing a victory dance, which is tacky and horrible? Or is that you laughing at the person who was bidding against me because I went out instead of going up like they planned, which is tacky and horrible. So either way, tacky and horrible. I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like being made to feel like, yes, it is assholish. I don't like being made to feel like my business is either unwelcome or taken advantage of. And as a person who goes to, y'all know I go to a lot of auctions and I spend a lot of money. And I do that because, that's why that's why I started a reselling business, so that I can afford my shopping habit. And I have fun doing it too. A lot of the stuff I resell, but a lot of the stuff I keep. And it's for, my use or my family's use, or I buy a t-shirt for my son, or, something for my grandkids, a toy or something. So I was really, really turned off by that. And I don't go to certain places because of that. Yeah. Like, that's what my business is worth for you. It's a joke. Okay. And you're right. When you know what's happening, at least you can go out. And I did. I just, backed out of the chat and haven't been back since. There was another auction that I went into, because like I said, I go to a lot of auctions. There was another auction that I went into that I saw those same people, and I did one bid, and then those same people all of a sudden popped up, and I was like, I'm out, and I walked. I didn't even say out. I just left the channel. So when I did that, I reached out behind the scenes. I actually had bought from the seller before. And I reached out behind the scenes to the seller, and I'm like, hey, if you want, let's do a private deal on the side where I get this for this much, because that's what I paid last time, and with shipping, and you get this, you get the sale and I get the stuff, and we don't need that. We don't need that drama to happen. And the seller was very, very open. They were like, oh yeah, that's great. And I'm not sure what's going on. I really don't think the seller was aware that was going on, but, or that those people were shenanigators, let's say. But I don't like being treated like an idiot. I don't think any buyer does, So that happened. And I was like, if you're going to insult me, just call me a name to my face and get it over with. Don't think. I've supported many channels with thousands of dollars, and not once have they come to mine. Raven, do you have an auction? Huh. Let me know. I will actually have to check it out. Um, I really like, I think integrity is important as a seller. I've sold on auctions and I've had this happen 3 times, and twice it happened to the same person. Total um, exposure. I sold some glass items and they broke. And when they got to the seller, they were broken. I refunded the seller's money immediately, no questions asked. They sent me pictures, and I'm like, that's not even necessary. You tell me it's broken, broken, done. And so, what I've learned is that if you see me on future auctions, you won't see me selling glass, because apparently, no matter what I do with it, I don't know how to pack it. Some people, I guess that's a thing. Uh, and I'm not sure. Every Sundays and late night Wednesdays, shoot the chit. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to let me check out something and see if I'm subscribed to your channel. No, I don't know. I don't see it. It's not pulling up. I think I have to wait until after the thing or something. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, it just says put user and timeout, block user, which neither one of those I'm doing. But Raven, I'll have to check it out. Is it under Raven's treasure chest, or what's the how does the screen name, and is the apostrophe in the screen name? I keep having to light this thing. It does. It's one of those cigarettes that puts itself out, I guess. Shoot the chit. Shoot the chit. Okay. Yes, it's under Raven's treasure chest, and it does have the apostrophe. I'll have to check it out, Raven. I want to say I'm sub to you, but YouTube will do like a sub or unsub randomly for some reason. So if I haven't visited you lately, that may happen. But I will check you out. And there are certain sellers that their auctions I trust implicitly, and I'll never not trust them implicitly. But those are people usually that I've bought from before, that I know are really good sellers, and that they're really careful with their stuff. So I appreciate that, but I don't like it when I don't, and nobody does like the feeling of being manipulated or played with. I don't like that. I'm a grown person. I'm a grown ass woman. You can't, don't do that stuff. Don't do that. Don't pull that crap. I raised 3 sons. I'm not as dumb as I look, I guess. I don't know. I'm a small channel with great people. I have guests every now and again. Cool. Cool. I will definitely have to check it out, Raven. I'm sorry that I haven't before this. But I definitely am now. In other spring news, Easter is coming. So I have to make Easter baskets for my grandkids this week. And I try not to put a ton of candy in their Easter baskets. I am not against candy for Easter, and I will put some. But I also know that they have Grandpa and I. They also have their other grandma. They have their other grandma, and then their other grandpa. Plus, they have 3 great grandparents. So you can imagine the amount. That's just 7. That's just grandparents. That's not like they have 7 uncles and 2 aunts, and they have so many. They obviously their parents, so they have so much Easter candy that they could actually eat it until Christmas probably. So I try to do that. Back in the day, I would have cussed them out. Now I do it in my head and watch my words. Words can ruin a channel. They really can. They really can. You got to be careful. Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. I call it the Missouri FU. I'm like, oh, I'm glad you're doing well. I hope you have a great day. Yeah, I try to be one of Raven's great peoples because I love you, Raven. Aw. Sharon, we love you too. So I usually do like little pots and like little planting things where they can plant their own stuff. Because what I noticed is when they plant like a little seed and they get to watch it grow, they really like that. They really like that. So I always try to do some little gardening thing, and then of course a little bit of candy because still their grandma. Plus, then I can eat some candy usually. And maybe a little toy or a plush or something. Nothing, I don't go over the top, but I do. Okay, I don't go over the top with the baskets, but my husband and I do deliver them at 2 o'clock in the morning. They live about an hour away, hour and 20 minutes. We will drive all the way to their house at 2 o'clock in the morning before the sun comes up on Easter Sunday and make little bunny prints in the driveway and in the yard, all the way up to the baskets. We do that. We're those people. I'm so extra when it comes to my grandkids, guys. I did Easter egg hunts with flower bulbs in there one year, then planted them. What a great idea. Oh, okay. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I want lilies, and what I've got are not lilies, they're daffodils. And I thought I had planted lilies, but apparently the squirrels ate the lily bulbs. So yeah, they dig those up. I guess lily bulbs are delicious. I don't know. I haven't tried one. But according to all the squirrels that love to run through my backyard, they are just exactly that. They're exactly delicious. So yeah. So that's what's going on there. I do have Easter brunch at my house. And so I went and got the giant ham, and I have to make all sorts of salads, potato salad and deviled eggs and stuff like that. And then the Easter basket was a hanging basket with the moss in them. That is so cool, Raven. Do you have kids, grandkids? And then put soil in the baskets and planted them too. Oh, that sounds cool. That's nice. That's nice. So yeah, my grandkids are really excited. They do love going to Grandma's house, and they tend to get a little spoiled. Like I said, we're a little extra here. So yeah, kids and grandkids. So and if you have a farm too, that's got to be more fun for them, because to be able to get out and just run wild and do stuff, that's the thing. We have a really really big fenced in yard. We just encourage them. I'm like, go outside, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, run wild. There's a woods behind us, and my oldest son, my sons had sort of beaten a path through the woods, so they like to explore that path. And it's just lots of fun. I don't think kids have as much freedom as they did before. They just don't have as much freedom to run around. When I was little, we went everywhere. I followed my brother around, and we were all over the neighborhood and all over everywhere. And now it seems like kids can't really leave the yard on their own anymore. I mean, it's that we're afraid of predators, and it's a good thing to be afraid of and to train your children about. But also at some point, at what point do you sacrifice your children's sanity to not be able to let them get out and run around and explore the world around them? So I don't know. Tough question. It's hard being a parent either way, and it's hard being a grandparent, because I tend to be overprotective of them that way also. Last night I made stuffed peppers for dinner. And does everybody add cheese in their stuffed peppers? Is that like a thing? Because my mother never did growing up, but I added cheese, and I really like it. So if you make stuffed peppers, let me know if you add cheese. So anyway, that's about. I mean, that's my midnight rant. I just wanted to get on and talk a little bit with you guys and just chat. It's been 35 minutes, and my sinus medicines are starting to kick in and make me sleepy. But I will be back up. Actually, I'm probably just going to go pack up orders, and I will be ready to see you all. Hopefully in Johnny's chat this morning. I'll be there, and I hope, Raven, I hope you and anyone else out there who may be watching have a wonderful morning. I do. And hi, Deb. Oh my God. Good morning. Why is it people only pop in when I'm getting ready to lay? Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. Um, yeah. We were just talking about just silly things. We don't really talk about. I don't really talk about anything of substance. Not in the middle of the night, except for the auction that was a little shenanigating. You can watch that back later if you want. But I was honestly I was a little hot under the collar about that. And I don't get hot under the collar about much. I gotta be honest. I'm just too old, too well medicated. So I just don't have that really high level of like rage emotion or anger emotion anymore. But in this particular instance, it actually ticked me off. So it was raised my 14-year-old granddaughter. She's been with me since she was born. I'm on my second go around. Man, I am feeling that. Well, at least you're not, up. I guess they don't wake you up in the middle of the night. Oh, you've been cleaning your workroom? I need to do that, Deb. I need to. Full confession, I don't have a good inventory system. I have an inventory system. It's not a good one. I don't. What I want to have is what. Has anybody seen Kathy and Chris, Ginger Marvin? Has anybody ever seen their shipping videos, or like one of their many videos where they've got like all the little clean little square boxes lined up and everything's just like pre-wrapped, and they just pull out a number and that's it, and blah blah blah. I want to be them so bad. I've never wanted to be anybody so bad as I wanted to be Kathy and Chris. I mean, honestly, we homeschool so she does it when she wants, very self-motivated. I like that. So that's the inventory system that I want, not the one that I have. I have like bins that say like, skirts. It's that sort of thing. So, and then I pull the correct skirt because I know the brand and the size and all that stuff. But still, it's just, it's not my favorite. I want to be that guy. I want to be so motivated to have everything in, very clean and great processing. I want the whole process to be easier, but to do that, you actually have to jump in and do complicated stuff. I'm going through my designer thread-up boxes, sending them off to the Real. I do the same thing. Oh, good. So you're not the only one who like gets designer stuff and then sends it off to the Real. They're like, ooh. Oh my God, Toilet Girl. Scarlett, good morning. Mwah. Good morning. Happy morning across the pond. Well, I guess happy tea time across the pond now. It's about your tea time. Or maybe dinner time. So is it, what is it, 5 o'clock there, 6 o'clock there, PM, I think? Yeah, she's on a late night. She's on a pretty late night. So here I am, just 10 a.m. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's still early there. It's 4:12 here, so you're about 6 hours ahead of me right now. No rhyme or reason in my office. Ugh, I've done 6 auctions. You should see my room. You know what? Yeah, Raven. Same. I just, I sell on Posh, and I know where everything is. But if I got hit by a bus, nobody would be able to run my business because it makes no rhyme or reason outside of, my little weird head. So yeah, you're in Chicago, Deb? Good Midwestern girls. Good British girls. Love it. Um, yeah, it's I gotta get organized. I've got to. And it's not that I don't know what to do. I just I don't know. Lately I just haven't had the energy. Yeah, don't get hit by a bus. Well, we don't have that many out here. I'm kind of a rural area, but if I go in the city, clearly there's a target on my back. How are you, Dana? I'm good. Scarlett, how are you this morning? How are you? Much love. Much love. Mwah. All the way, all the way to Great Britain. Yeah. Um, yeah, I have my own, again, I have my own system. I'm a northern girl. We keep our guys warm at night. Nice. Nice. Technically, you would Minnesota be Midwestern or Northern or both, really? Midwestern, North Midwest? Um, I need some coffee before I have to do a 6-hour fast before my CAT scan. Oh man, I hope everything's okay, or I hope everything turns out okay, Deb. They really keep them warm at night. I remember, yeah, that's why the Beach Boys were popped in my head, Raven. You're 100 miles from Canada. Well, no wonder it's gonna snow. That's what it does up there. A fruit loaf. Mm. It's like meatloaf, but with fruit, or let me know what fruit loaf is. Is that like a common thing? Is that something that we don't have those? Nobody really says fruit loaf here, but unless we're talking about a fruitcake. Our fruitcake is disgusting, by the way, in the U.S. Don't eat that. Don't eat it. We've got those weird cherries, those weird green cherries that are awful, or at least how my grandma made it. I am okay, thank you. Good. I hope you remain that way. I hope you remain the same. Or they test you and go, "Hey, guess what? You have a superpower, a new superpower now." Where I don't know, um, what would you get? What would I get? What would you get for a superpower if you could have any superpower? What would it be? Huh. I don't think I'd want to live forever. Bread made with currants and raisins in it. That sounds, oh, that's so much better than, yeah, that sounds so much better than our fruitcake. Our fruitcake is nasty. Deborah is at 719 followers. Got to make it with moonshine cherries. Maybe that's what I've been doing, Deb. I've been making it with the wrong stuff. Because yeah, those green cherries, Raven, you're right. Those green cherries are the nastiest thing. Like why anybody started making them with those is beyond me. My grandma used to make them, and she would make the best fruit cake, but it had that stupid stuff in it. So I would take the green cherries and the yellow cherries, which also taste the same. She would have the green cherries and the yellow cherries in it, and I would take those and just remove them all from the fruit cake first, and then I would squish it up and eat it like that, and it was really good. Other than that, it was really good, but I couldn't stand those. Got to make it with moonshine cherries. Moonshine cherries, I'm going to have to try, Raven or Deb. Sorry, Debbie. Strong Mind's nearly at 1K. Nice. Very nice. I'm going out on the deck for one of those myself. Yeah, sorry guys, but it is late at night and I am just, I'm out in the smoking section. That's what is going to happen because I've got coffee. We're all lucky that I'm not showing you what's in what the front of my coffee cup says, but you can just imagine. Jess, my homie, what are you doing up this morning? Good morning. Are we all up in the middle of the night now? Well, actually, it's 4:18, so maybe some people's mornings are getting started. Jess, I just get on and start blabbing. I got to be honest. But guys, if you don't know, Jess is actually from the same town that I am. She's from St. Louis. And we still have not met in person, which is amazing, but we keep we keep trying, and then our schedules just are just different. But she is definitely my show me homie. I do support her 1,000 billion%. She's one of the kindest, nicest people, and she's really, really good. Like you've got the best eye, Jess. You've got the best eye, and you can say that to resellers. You have a great eye, and we all know what you mean. Don't say it to I guess don't say it to somebody with one eye. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like that would go over well. But you seriously, Jess, you do. To be like Samantha and Bewitched and twinkle my nose and everything would be neat and orderly. You know what, Raven? I would, yeah. If I had a superpower, it would be to be able to clean and organize my anything within like Flash Gordon, like super super fast. Is that Flash Gordon? Is that he's the fast one, right? He's the fast one. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my comic book guys. And twinkle my nose and everything would be neat and orderly. Yes. Yeah. To the Mary Poppins where the whole thing cleans itself. 5:20 a.m. and still can't sleep plus tinka tinka tea. I'm guessing that like a twinkle of the nose. I can't twinkle my nose like that. So I would have to just to be able to twinkle my nose would be kind of a superpower for me because I can't do that. But good morning, the stats, and good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, Jess. And good morning, anyone who's not in the chat. It's okay. You don't have to be in the chat. It's stupid, stupid early. Stupid early. And if you're on Mountain Time or Pacific or Hawaiian time, it's even more stupid early. Hawaii, I think it's 12:20 a.m. I think they're 4 hours behind us. Mountain Time, it'd be 3:20 a.m. And do it with your fingers. There's no rules. Ooh, I could just be like this. Be like, okay, dear Poshmark closet, please re-inventory yourself and clean yourself up right now. Boing. And that would be fantastic. Oh, I would love that. So if you could the question is, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? Raven and I want the cleaning done. You can definitely tell who does the cleaning in our house. Toilet girl, what would your superpower be? I don't see it. Do with your finger. There's no rule. Oh yeah, I see. I just got that. It's so early. I'm sorry. It is so early. Yeah, she's just yeah. If I could just be like, dear room, clean yourself. That would be honestly. That would take most of the extra stress off my plate because you may not know this, but I do have a full-time job, and that is being Mrs. Nichols. That's no lie. Being Mrs. Glampa. Banish COVID from the world and cure everyone's ailments. I would love to, toilet girl, but here's the flip side of the coin. Let's say that you banished all illness and all ailments. Would people still die? And if people didn't die, would the world be overpopulated? That's a question. And one that I would not know how to answer. I really wouldn't. Teleport, go to every Goodwill in one day. Oh my God. Take me with you. Take me with you. Now, can you teleport your stuff out of there? Because if you can't teleport your stuff out of there, then we have shipping charges, and that may get into something. But yeah, I'd like to banish COVID from the world. Yeah, we'd have to move to the moon. Yeah, we'd have to populate the moon. I don't know how smoking works in zero gravity, but something tells me they would encourage me to stop. To be fair, most people encourage me to stop. I'm old enough to know that I should stop. Addiction doesn't exactly work like that. You don't even have a Goodwill anymore? Oh my God. Raven, you follow Jack and Ryan, right? They're up there in Minnesota. All in my aroma at my okay so they can feel good too. I like that idea. So everybody who's in your immediate vicinity feels good. That is or Uranus smoking on your Oh my God, I love you so much, Scarlett. Yeah, well, we'll all have to move to Uranus. I'm sorry. Right now, I'm a 12-year-old boy. Just let me have this. Raven, they took away the Goodwill in your town because I know that they still have them in Minnesota. I mean, I know that they at least have them in Minneapolis. My guess is that because you're farming, you're probably not living in downtown Minneapolis. They don't have a lot of. They don't have a lot of. Yeah, that's so funny. Sorry. For those of you just joining, yeah, I am in my bar, which is a smoking area. It's not in my home. That would be called a poof. I quit smoking during my pregnancies and for all my 11 surgeries, but I was at my dad's and someone was smoking and I started back up. It's so easy when you have a lifelong addiction, it's really kind of difficult. And they're like, well, that'll probably kill you. And I'm like, yeah, but to be fair, something's gonna. I mean, when you hit your 50s, you're staring down the barrel anyway. So you're 300 miles from Minneapolis. So that's a long way to go for a Goodwill. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You're up there in that northern territory. What do they call that? The breakwater? Breakwater? I think it was Minnesota that, or Edgewater or something like that. I think it was that area of Minnesota a friend of mine went to when she was a little bit younger, and it was almost like just the biggest wilderness adventure that she's been to. Iron Range. Iron Range. So there are mountains and Boundary Waters. Yes, that's exactly where she went. Yes. Thank you, Raven. She went up there and it was a really, I mean, it was like a serious, you hike to a point where you are so far. If something happens and you're in the middle of the woods, you break a leg and you've got, you've got a very, very long trip back to even cell phone service. So it was quite risky and she loved it. She loved it. It was about 25 years ago, I guess. 25 years ago almost. Yeah. And they were like hiking with like, canoes across their backs. And I mean, it was some serious business. It was very serious. I only smoke outside. Me too. And when I say outside, this is outside actually. My bar is not attached to my home. So I don't want any of my reseller stuff smelling like smoke, and we don't allow smoking in the house at all. 60 miles straight north of Lake Superior. Wow, you are really up there. You are really up there. That's a heck of a drive. Lake Superior. But I bet you have the best fishing in the world up there. People don't know this because I'm a city girl, right? Um, I'm a city girl, and yet I was raised by a very country father. Very. So picture being a kid and walking out in your kiddie pool, and there's a giant catfish. Like there's a 5-foot catfish swimming around in your kiddie pool. That's the type of childhood that I had. My dad loved to fish, and although I don't exactly love to fish, it doesn't bother me. And I know how to bait a hook. I know how to cast a line. I know how to reel in a fish. And I know how to clean and kill one. That's my dad made sure. I know how to scale it and gut it and prep it and fillet it for cooking. 13,000 lakes. I have a lake a quarter of a mile from my house. I bet you have a good lake. And it's nice, cool, clean water up there too. I've been shopping my backstop. I have stuff packed away that I am now rediscovering. Nice. hunt, fish, trap. I watch what's the Alaskan one? It's Life Below Zero. And they do a lot of those people and only inside others who do not smoke. Um, so I watched the Life Below Zero, and I really love watching people like hunt and fish and things like that. And it's really it's I don't hunt. I do know how to handle a gun. We have a we have a we have a collection, I will say, and we know how to shoot them. Mostly handguns, though. I know how to shoot a rifle. Don't like it. It's just not. I don't like the kick in the shoulder. I'm a baby, but I do know how to. I do know how to hunt, but I don't know how to trap, and that always the snare traps and the and the traps that I see, like the claw traps and stuff like that I see on the History Channel, are always fascinating to me. You have a collection? Yeah, I have a collection. You have a collection too. I bet you do. um, I just, and it's we live in a open carry state, and it would be silly of me not to know how to load and shoot, load the magazine and shoot the gun, and and that is a that is a thing. So I learned how to do the teacup because you only get Glock bit so many times before you start to learn. And I had like the worst bruise, like right in here. I had the worst bruise and like the snake bite right here, the Glock bite. You have to snug that rifle butt really tight into your shoulder and you won't feel it. Maybe I'm not putting it far enough into my shoulder. Maybe that's it. Could be. But yeah, the kick is tough. The kick was tough for me. But we do keep a shotgun and a rifle in the bar where I'm at. And then we keep various guns throughout the house. And so I get the question, do you tell people where you live on YouTube? Obviously, I don't give them my address, but I'm like, yeah, I'm in St. Louis. I'm in the surrounding areas. I suppose if they really wanted to come find me, they could. I would recommend strongly that they not. I have 3 very big, strong sons. One's a Marine. So if for some reason you got past the dogs that are trained very well, and you got past being shot at the front door and/or in the house with one of the many hidden guns, if for some reason you got past that, you would be a dead man walking the second that you walked out of this house. So, yeah, that's my flex. That sounded flexy. I'm just saying, don't do it. Trust me, I'm not worth it. I'm not worth getting shot, and you would. So no stalking, please. That's all I got to say about that. That was way. Oh my God, we have a decommissioned A-10 missile gun. United States Air Force. Holy crap! Yeah, I don't have a missile gun. I don't have a. Wow, that is incredible. That is incredible. No, we go up to about, I don't know. We go up to about 40 cal and then we're done. Yeah. Shooting knives, stars, I practice with hidden all over too, girl power. It's just, there's a whole debate that can happen about guns, and I don't jump into that. We're not members of the NRA or anything like that. We just don't, we just, again, I keep telling people I am so solidly Midwestern, and that's just part of the, it's part of the culture that I grew up with. It's part of the, I don't know, it just is what it is. And we are who we are, and we have what we have. But it's one of those things where, if I'm here, and then I have, I don't know if you guys have seen though, this brings me to an interesting point for reselling. Actually, they have a purse collection, a handbag collection by Damsels in Defense, and the resale value on those is Nice. I love nunchucks, but I always hit myself by accident. It hurts. Honestly, I'd rather have a gun than nunchucks because if I were trying to defend myself with nunchucks, I would end up with a giant, I'd end up knocked out with a giant lump on my head or two. I believe in my right to bear arms. I'm self-sufficient. I don't need store-bought meat. See, that's the thing too. If you're like hunting for yourself, you have to have, I mean, if you're living on a farm or in a rural area, you have to. You have to. And there's no question about that. I mean, that's yeah. So like I said, there's a whole big, road you can go down with that. But yeah, if I had nunchucks, I would end up that would be a home accident, and they'd be like, "How'd she die?" Because she cracked herself in the head with the nunchucks. Makes videos about how many even try to pick up his kid up from school. So yeah, if it were up to nunchucks, I'd be dead. We have some version in our freezer right now. Oh, venison. I thought you said version. I like, you know what? I don't. Venison always tasted kind of wild to me, and I think I got a hold of some that somebody didn't process well. So they didn't process it right, I don't think. It tasted super duper wild to me. Not just wild, but like super wild. It was like it was inedible. That being said, I've had deer sausage time and time and time and time again, and I always love it. Deer sausage is always good to me, whether it's like the soft one that you cook or whether it's the other one. 14-year-old got a deer. I got a deer, and Mister got a deer. Nice. So you've got a good, nice freezer full. And it's so much better for you. It's all about in how you cook it. Maybe that's it, Raven, because it was a deer steak, and it wasn't. I don't know. It just tasted so wild to me, and it just wasn't my thing. But I've had deer sausage, and that was good. That was good. So yeah, it doesn't eat the deer sausage, girl. I know where your head's at, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that about you. Yeah, I saw on one of the Alaskan ones that they were killing moose. They were killing moose, and they for food, and they were eating, and they were butchering it, and then the tongue apparently is like a very big thing, and I can't imagine eating a tongue knowing that it's a tongue. But by the same token, I'm okay with eating something's ribs and like literally gnawing that off the bone. So I don't know what that says about me. I'm not sure, but ribs are covered in barbecue sauce. And you thought you were going to go when I logged on. I know. It's one of those things where I'm like, Dana likes eating deer sausage. Honey, that's not breaking news. Dana's liked eating sausage for a long time. Post pic of my mister getting a deer, but I don't know how many ladies that come to Angus cow next door. So cute, so confusing. I mean, honestly, you tongue and turtle or a rabbit. Nope. Rabbit doesn't actually bother me. I've had that. My dad was a very country boy who was plopped into the city, so he would still go out and go hunting. And so rabbit I've had, squirrel I've had. I can tell you that my dad fried everything. So to me, they tasted like chicken. Turtle, I don't know. I would try it because I try everything once. But I tried frog once, and it tasted swampy to me. It tasted like it didn't taste good to me. So I don't know if I had badly done frog legs, because there are people who swear by them. My husband loves them. But I would imagine turtle might taste the same. I did work for Starwood Hotels for a while, and they used to have a big North American sales rally. So they would have like other salespeople, like 4,000, 5,000 people at a time. At a convention center. And one of the nights they do, all the chefs have like a specialty thing where all of the salespeople go around to like 150 different booths from hotel chefs all over the North America, and they have like their little specialty like appetizer, and by the end of it, you're so full you can't even see straight. But I tried rattlesnake for the first time. They had like rattlesnake something or other, and they had it on like a little, chefs how they do. They can't just take a piece of rattlesnake and hand it to you. They gotta, they have to put it on a fancy cracker and put crap with it and all that stuff. So, there was some, I don't know, whips salmon dip or something. I have no idea. It was just some sort of or fancy cheese that nobody can pronounce, that sort of thing. But I had the rattlesnake on that, and even through all of that different flavoring and all those layers of flavors, I could still taste the rattlesnake. Tasted again swampy to me. There's I don't know. It was that you're having a food delivery soon. Nice. I have a question then. Do you get that from Tesco? Does Tesco do that? Because I think Tesco is like our Kroger's. Yep, turtle does taste like frog. Huh. Turtles taste like mud. I probably cooked it wrong. I don't know. You may not have. Good morning, Eric. We're just up and, just hanging out, just BSing. No real agenda. I just sometimes if I get up in the middle of the night, I'll go live on StreamYard and just visit with my middle of the night friends. Yeah, it's like Walmart to you. Yeah, that's what I thought. I hear a lot of Tesco stuff. Do I ever sleep? I do until I'm woken up in the middle of the night. Yeah, my husband came in and decided to turn on the full light and fix the ceiling fan because it was making a ticking noise when it went around in a circle. God forbid. So yeah, he stood above the bed and fixed that with the bright light on, and I finally just got up. I'm like, okay, the universe does not want me to sleep right now. So yeah, I'm out in the bar, chain smoking and getting ready to stop and go get another cup of coffee. So I'm drinking my coffee. I had 8 packages to send out today. I went on USPS.com, and usually I can schedule a pickup the day before. But if you do it at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I get stuck in this loop where it goes like this, and they're like, please do not close your thing. Please do not close your window and don't refresh. Just let us do this. And then they don't do it. Like hours later, it's still doing that, doing the circle thing. So I got sick of it and I was like, okay, let's go out and go back in. And I went back in, and they're like, okay, you can have a pickup on Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, see, it's Monday and these orders came in Friday night and I need to ship them. So I'll be going to the post office today at some point. I have to get everything packed up. So I have 8 orders from Poshmark over the weekend, which was really good. And last week was a good order week, so I'm really blessed and very, very happy. And I'm hoping that I get a little bit of that pre-holiday. Sometimes people are hanging out pre-holiday before the holiday, and they've done all they can do, and now it's time to hang out, or they're taking a break from all of it. Now it's time to hang out and do a little late night shopping, and that's where I come in. So hopefully they're like, oh, look, I need a $250 purse. I slept okay last night until I woke up early to pee. Sometimes your bladder can wake you up. Hopefully it'll wake you up before the opposite happens, because we don't want the opposite happening. Sleep, what is that? I'm going on 48 hours up. I did get a 3-hour nap today. Good Lord, Deborah. Child. Elizabeth? Hi, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Boo Boo. I love that. That is a really cute nickname. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome. Good morning. We're just hanging out. What do you sell and when, please? I've been buying a lot lately. I sell mostly on Poshmark. I'm a reseller, so I do mostly clothing, and sleeping is overrated. Amen, sis. I do mostly clothing, shoes, jewelry, makeup, that sort of thing. I'm very much a girly girl when it comes to stuff like that. I do have the occasional, like I have some lamps and stuff too, but that's because Poshmark is like, here, try this new thing. We're doing electronics now, or we're doing home now, or we're doing pets now, or whatever. So I always like to put something out there. Um, and get, a $5 credit from Poshmark for being one of the first people to do that. TG needs a lot of beauty sleep. She needs a lot of beauty sleep. I don't know. She's pretty as she is. I think she's just great. Um, I like silver stuff. Do you sell that? I sell silver toned things. I don't sell. I don't sell a lot of sterling. If I'm going to sell sterling, usually I'll go on an auction and do it. Cyril, good morning, baby. Oh, mwah. It's so great to see you. Can I ask, does Posh gauge your profit? Poshmark has a flat fee, if that's what you're asking. So if it's always 20%, no matter what. But they do offer, which seems like a high fee until you start adding up all the different fees on eBay or like on Etsy. Etsy is actually going on strike this week, guys. You may not know this. It's from today until Friday. All the sellers on Etsy are going on strike. So I won't be buying from Etsy this week at all to support that. And it's because their fees have gotten way out of hand, way out of hand. They ended up, they do, it's not just like a seller fee. They do like promotion fee. They do a listing fee. They do all sorts of stuff. So they do just some crazy, just crazy fees that are nuts. eBay has kind of the same thing with like promoted listings and stuff like that. So if you really, and again, it just depends on what platform you're comfortable really with. I'm incredibly comfortable with Poshmark. They're very, very user friendly. Yeah, Deborah, there's an eBay strike that is, or an Etsy strike that's happening this week. So I don't, if somebody's on strike, I have my husband and 2 out of 3 of my sons are all union. So, if somebody's on strike, we try to support that as much as possible. Because I think there is power in numbers, and I think that things can change. Otherwise, why would Norma Ray be a movie, right? I don't know, or Newsboys. Those are the only 2 strike movies I can think of right off the bat. Have you emailed Susanna yet? Oh, okay, that's a message. I didn't know that, and I sell on Etsy. Yeah, and of course, people are welcome to join the strike or not, support the strike or not. I leave that to your own personal need and conscience. Yeah, not consciousness, conscience. I am almost out of coffee though, so if I interrupt myself, it's because I went to go get coffee. Is LL Stash almost on? Does he come on at 5 a.m. or 6:30? Yeah, Elizabeth, I heard about, yes, I do need coffee, girlfriend. Elizabeth, I heard about it just a few days ago. And it's funny because I was actually ordering from Etsy when I heard about it. And I got my order in 6:30. Okay, thank you, Eric. Yeah, I saw you earlier at Mr. Jim's, the stats. So they are on strike until Friday, I think. Until end of business on Friday, I'm not sure, or midnight, something like that. But I do support their demand for a fresh new look at fees, because I think that they're really scalping people. They are really, their fees have gotten out of hand. And I understand that if you run a platform and you've got, all of this stuff to pay for, I get it. You probably have the highest electric bill in the world. And especially something as large as Etsy. So I get that you do have to charge fees if it's a platform, and you're letting people sell on your platform, so there should be some sort of a cut. I totally get that. That being said, uh, there comes a point where you are bleeding people dry and making them unable to make a really good profit, or make a living on what they sell, or help make the bills on what they sell. You had a horrible experience on Macari. Never again. I'm done. That's scary. Um, that's scary because I just ordered 2 pairs of vintage diesel jeans from Macari. Well, one was from Macari, one was from Etsy, actually. And that has to do with what I saw on runways. And I'm quite sure you don't want to hear the story about me watching the diesel spring fall run or fall 2022 runway. That's a boring story, but because I do buy and sell fashion, I actually do follow all of the runways. So the Milan fashion shows, the Milan Fashion Week, the New York Fashion Week, the Paris Fashion Week, I follow all of those religiously. I have to because I have to predict what's coming down the pike. Because if you're selling a luxury brand, you should know what it looks like. And because, frankly, I've loved fashion since I was a little girl, and that is never changed. I've never sold on Mercurial, been on eBay official since 2009 Mercurial. Oh, okay. Deb is setting up for her next live YouTube jewelry sale. I tested 60 pieces of sterling and gold yesterday. Wow. That's a lot. Dana, I got to send you a picture of a super, super rare Moschino ladybug belt. Oh, yes, please do, Deborah. It's my Instagram is DAYNAL Nichols, NICHOLS, and the number 6. So it's Dana L. Nichols 6. Please send that to my Instagram. I would love to see a picture of that. I would love that. I love Moschino. It's absolutely one of my favorites. And they did a runway show last fall that was just incredible. They had Kat Von D, and they had like Ladies Who Lunch, and it was it was so cool. I bought a light, paid for it, and the seller canceled my order and then relisted the items for more. Oh, jerks. That's a bad seller. It's from the 1990s. Type it in. LOL. Type it in. You follow them too, Ciro? See, if you sell fashion, it behooves you to do so because you start to see patterns, and you start to see sort of be able to see down the road. Now, the problem with seeing down the road is that you also have to know who your buyers are, because I have certain buyers that are looking for certain brands and certain things that have been either discontinued or they're out of style. So it's fraud. It's against the rules what Macari sided with them. I don't like that at all. Raven. Oh, Jennifer, thank you. Good morning, gorgeous. Mwah. That's not right, Ravens. I had that happen to me more than once on eBay. Just said they were canceling. Oh, once on eBay because they were canceling because of some payment issue. Never had that happen before or since. Yeah, I don't like that. That's sus. That is sus. And there's no need for that sort of manipulation. If you wanted more, you should have asked for it. And I hadn't even won the auction. It's just, I don't understand why can't you just have integrity? Why can't you just have integrity? Bobby, good morning. My Lord have mercy. We got a crowd in this morning. We started at like 3:30 because I woke up. Guys, we're really not talking about anything particular, so bring up whatever you like. There's no picture of it from the runway show. Even on the Vogue website, they don't have any footage of it, just the famous ladybug dress. Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I am really excited to see it. Jennifer, you rock. Jennifer does rock in so many ways. And if you guys ever get a chance to support her and buy her a milkshake, it's not the regular buy me a coffee thing. It's actually just it's a link for her PayPal. But Johnny puts that up in his chats. Jennifer, if you want to put that up in my chat, and if anybody wants to put their links up in my chat, you are more than welcome to. And that is always an option. That's always open. Please feel free. The vampire said, "Whoa, yeah, that's us. The day walkers. I'm not one of the day walkers. I'm usually a night walker." I've been listening since you started. Had to get coffee in me. Amen, Bobby. Yes. I understand that and I respect it. I respect it. And I am actually going to take just 2 minutes to go to my kitchen, pour a cup of coffee, put some cream in it. Excuse me. And I will be right back. So talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. I'll give you a topic. Do you think, what platform do you think has the most unfair fee situation? I'll be right back. Here I am. Forgot to mute it. Sorry, guys. The auction issue I've experienced and don't go back. Yeah. Bobby, yeah, exactly. I'm just like, you know what? If you're going to insult my intelligence, I'm good. You know, nobody has anything on auction that is so necessary to my life that I can't go buy it somewhere else for something else. I mean, honestly, it's most of us do auctions for fun. If you get something you can resell, that's great. But a lot of us just do it for fun. So, yeah. Amazon has the worst overall if you do FBA. Interesting. I actually got an email asking me to leave feedback to the seller that canceled my order. Kind of cray. I didn't leave feedback. Amazon for sure. Who forgot the thumbs up? Oh, I don't even care about that, Jennifer. It's the middle of the night. Dana, I sent the picture via Instagram. Cool. I look forward to seeing it. And thanks, guys. I really had to. Amazon for sure. The person on Macari blocked me and didn't even give me a reason. Wow. It's a crappy picture. Well, let's check it out. Let's take a look. I have Instagram on my phone. Oh, I'm at 21%. I need to plug my phone in. So everybody else's phone's all charged up this morning. Follow. Raven's treasure chest. Hello. Okay, let's see if I've got a message. There we go. There's one from Raven. I think that's the one. Oh, no, it's from Deb. Okay, sorry. Let me see. Oh, Deb. Yeah. That is precious. That is fantastic. Wow. Moschino bringing the heat again. I love this belt. Yes, honey, this belt is giving me life. I love it. I just hearted it. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's the type of thing that would catch my interest in an auction, and I would be like, huh? I'd be like, okay, yeah. Just makes you feel hurt that people would do that when you support them. You know what, Bobby? I could not have said that better myself. That's true. That is absolutely true. I'm removing my card and deleting the app. I'm done. LOL. Yeah. Hmm. It came on a ThreadUp 5-pound box. Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't get the jewelry boxes from ThreadUp. Frankly, I'm not a jewelry seller unless I'm in like an auction situation. And then it's usually like a jewelry jar thing where like I came across every once in a while, my local thrifts will have a jewelry jar that is unusually low. So I can get one for like I got one for like $16 at a Goodwill that I never even go to. By the way, Gorgeous, that's over in Bayless. She'll know what I'm talking about. It's a local thing. But it's interesting because I don't ever go to that one, and I just happen to see a jewelry jar behind the the glass case, um, and I picked it up and I parted it out and made like I don't probably quadruple my money. And it just people bid up for jewelry. And the thing is that what I don't do is when I get a jewelry jar, I don't do any testing. I don't. I'm like, if you get gold, if you get diamonds, good for you. Good for you. Hopefully you'll have just as much fun opening it and picking through and looking at everything as I did. It's so hard to price because even a lot of the collectors have never seen it. Jack says it's amazing as well. Yeah, honey, he knows his Moschino. He knows. Yeah, that's wow. That's just an amazing piece. Our Goodwills don't carry jewelry at our Savers does. Our Savers does, but they always are sold out. Yeah, we don't. Not all of my thrift stores or Goodwills around me carry them. I'm close enough to the city um, to be able to uh, source at a lot of different Goodwills. So that's good. But yeah, there are a couple of them that always do. A couple of them, one of them will. They're almost always in the $40 to $50 to $60 range for a jewelry jar. Um, but I every once in a while I'll come across one that just seems woefully underpriced to me. And then I like I said, I don't test the jewelry. What I will do though is go through it with a magnet, and 9 times out of 10 there are some really great pieces in there that are not magnetic. Now they could be copper. I guess I don't think copper's magnetic, but they could also be real silver, real gold. I don't The thing I don't do is cherry pick a jewelry jar or like go through and, pick things out. I'm like, I'll be like, this is necklaces, this is bracelets, this is earrings, this is rings or whatever, or brooches or miscellaneous. Um, the other night I got an 80-gram sterling silver crystal necklace. Beautiful. It wasn't marked sterling at all, but I usually know when I see it. Yeah. I mean, I know like the 925 and some of the other markings, but um ours don't, Deb, unless it's an expensive piece and they know what it's worth. Yeah. I don't cull through them. Usually whatever you get on my auction is honestly the luck of the draw because I don't care enough. I don't sell enough jewelry to make that worth my while. I sell a few pieces now and again, but that's because I've come across something interesting that I think is on trend. And that I picked up for like 50 cents at a yard sale or $1 at a yard sale or something. The video is up on my YouTube channel. I will have to check that out. Yeah, if it's like an expensive piece of jewelry, I think they sell those. I don't know. At least I think my Goodwill's will send those in to get sold online or whatever it is that they do with the, you know, they have like Goodwill online purchasing. But as far as actually not having, oh, there she is. There's, yeah, my precious, my baby girl. She is a huge, huge dog. She's black and white, and she's half German Shepherd, half Belgian Shepherd, and she is my sweet little baby girl. But she was barking so much last night. I mean, she was just like, "How can I annoy you, mom?" So I had to give her some Benadryl to kind of calm her down because I think she spotted a deer or something, and she just went through the roof. So I gave her some Benadryl to calm her down, and now she's like passed out by my feet. She loves it. Our Goodwill's prices are through the roof, and they have totally messed the store up. Hard goods are on shelves over the top of clothes that are hung by color. No sizes, just color. It's nuts. Why would they do that? Yeah, who does that? Who's like? Can you imagine going to like Target or the mall or Macy's or something, and they're like, no, we're not going to separate things by size. We're just going to have color. So here's pink. That's the weirdest thing. That is weird. Nice. I live. Oh, you're living for my baby girl? Yeah, she's down here. She's just I'm not gonna lie, she's about high as a kite. She's just a little high and very, very mellow now. I think she feels much more comfortable, and she does like if I every now and again for her anxiety, she'll if she gets wound up, if she gets too, we call them the zoomies. If she gets too zoomy, she's too big to be super, super zoomy. And she'll get anxiety about like things that are coming through the yard. And I appreciate the fact that she barks at things that are intruding in the yard, but I also know when it's gotten out of hand. Well, she'll start rhythmic barking, and she won't, and an hour later she's still doing it, and she's almost hoarse. So her vet told me to give her Benadryl in that situation. So, yeah, there could have been a predator outside. My dogs go crazy when coyotes or wolves come around. Once in a while, a bobcat, and it's possible, that she can smell. She's got the most amazing sense of smell and hearing. Um, I know diddly squat about jewelry. I buy it if it's pretty. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I know just enough to be dangerous to myself. Um, It's very weird. I bet they don't sell many clothes. Who wants to sort through all that? Yeah, like that's a very good way to guarantee that most of your stuff's going to end up in the Goodwill outlet bins. I'm having raccoon issues. We get that, and especially we have the big bin that we take out on trash day, which is Tuesday. So I take it out Monday night. So usually the raccoons know that if they come around, they'll come around whenever the bin starts getting a little full. So they visit your deck each night and tear up anything they runs into, little jerk. They're really cute, but yeah, they're trash pandas. I bet I have 5,000 shirts in inventory. Wow. Raven, you'll never run out of shirts to wear. Isn't that lovely? That's a good thing. 5,000 shirts in inventory. That's a lot. I don't think I have that many. I'm not 100% sure I have 500. I got to be honest. I've been trying to work on my death pile, and I've been very good at it. And here's the weird thing. So I don't know if you guys feel this or not, but I don't. I like to have a oh, vinegar. What a great idea, guys! Check out what Elizabeth said. Vinegar. They hate it. I have to spray my trash bags and cans to keep them from tearing into it. That's a great idea, though. That's a great idea. If they hate vinegar, yeah. And it's all natural. So, yeah, that's nice. Thank you, Elizabeth. I honestly forget where I was going with that. Oh, the death pile. Okay, so I have it. a death pile, and I do like to keep some death pile in reserve. So it's things that I need to, rewash, stain treat, things like that. Like I have like three purses. I have a Coach, a Dooney, and a Rebecca Minkoff that all of those need to be washed. They just need to be washed and reshaped. But I haven't done those yet because those are in my sort of backup death pile, and that's because if you have run into pandemic shopping before, when a new wave of COVID comes out, that sometimes businesses close down and it gets a little harder to source. You have to do most of your sourcing online. So these are things that I've sourced that I can take my time with. There's no real sense of urgency to get them up, but they're things that are going to make me money if I do. And I like to have a little bit of a reserve in my death pile. But guys, I did the stupidest thing. My haul tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, I have a premiere live, premiere chat. What I did was, what happened was, I went online to ThreadUp and I ordered their 50-pound denim box to start. And I get the denim box and I go through everything, and it was so profitable, so profitable. Shorts, jackets, jeans. And here's the thing, it cost me $50 plus $8 shipping, I think, the first time. So it cost me $58, and I have already I sold six items from 50 pounds of denim. And I have so much denim in my inventory right now. So I've only sold 6 items out of what was probably 40 to 45 items. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet that were sellable. And the rest of it, I had donation pile. I had a BST pile for the children's place, because they send you kids stuff too. So I already made my money back plus another $36 in profit, $38 in profit. And that was just from 6 things. So I was thrilled about that. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and order the 30-pound, now that I've gone through and listed everything in this box. So everything that was sellable. So I went on to order the 30-pound. In the middle of my checkout process, I got interrupted. I got a phone call from my son, and then my husband needed to talk about something. And then, so I had a lot going on. So I come back and I thought that the order hadn't gone through. So I went ahead and, it said order may not have gone through. So I clicked on it again and I made sure that the order went through. Well, what I did was I ordered two 30-pound boxes. And I'm thrilled to have them. I'm thrilled to have them. And I opened the first 30-pound box, and that is what my video is about tomorrow night. That and a rubber chicken. Crazy May's Stash did her first auction, and it was a privilege and an honor to be there for her first auction. I had a fantastic time, and I got a rubber chicken purse, and she sent prizes in it. So if you guys want to check that out, tomorrow night we'll be live on a premiere at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. But you can also, it's a pre-tape, so it's rewatchable, definitely. Shoes, not shows. My favorite ThreadUp box besides jewelry are the shoe boxes. No, you did it right. Yeah. The shoe, I love the shoe boxes. I love the Coach boxes because y'all know I'm a Coach collector. So, I really have to be careful with my Coach collection, because at one point it got to the point where it was taking up our closet and like part of my Poshmark closet. And it was just, it's been crazy before in the past, but I mean, it got to the point where it was really crazy. So I had to force myself to, take it back down. And I'm like, okay, I have a 20-piece limit on Coach, which sounds like a lot, but you should have seen what I had before. So I have to, my new rule is if I bring anything in, I have to get rid of something, So yeah, Elizabeth, right? Especially vintage Coach, it feels like butter. It's so good. I mean, it's so good. It's so well made. So I am always on the lookout for unusual Coach. I don't really, not really a big fan of most of the modern Coach stuff, although I do have a few bags from that. Bronze Legacy purse, still new with the tags. Wow. Heavy leather that's so soft. Yes. I am looking for, here's what I'm looking for, ISO. I am actually looking for a Bonnie Cash and Kiss Lock, the double Kiss Lock purse. Prefer the mailbag style, and if you can find a teal or a blue, that's my favorite. They're hard to find, and I do like the rainbow stripe interior. That's my favorite. So if you come across one, please give your Glemma a heads up in the IG. It's one that I am willing to sell off some of the prize pieces in my Coach collection for. And I do have some things that I really consider. I have a teal Coach, Raven. I just don't have that teal Coach, and that one is the Bonnie Cash and Double Kiss Lock is the one that I have really been hunting. Now, if I wanted it badly enough, I could go on eBay and find it, but I would rather have somebody that I know. I'd rather buy it from someone that I know. Um, so if you see a Coach bag with two kiss locks on it, then I would say probably, just give me a heads up and I can check it out. I'll go to the shop and take pics for you. Cool. I just put a teal Coach on sale. It's a pebble leather. Um, for I think I did 150 on it. It's a vintage, but it's nice. I have a few. But yeah, if it's a Bonnie Cash and Kiss Lock, and especially the double kiss lock, and I do like the mailbox design best. So I'm very, very specific about what I'm looking for. But you know, if I'm going to spend the kind of money on it that I think I would have to spend on it to get that, then it's a desirable piece. Coach actually does make a $20,000 Coach bag, which sounds crazy. But it's a Coach alligator leather bag, and they are rare as hen's teeth. They're hard to come across. We should do a joint purse sale in the late spring. It would be a hoot. I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun. I know no names or anything about Coach. I just have them. You know what, Raven? That is the kind of seller that I love to find, because send me pictures. And if you have any questions about your Coach, please let me know, because I'm not an expert. I don't work for Coach. So those are my disclaimers, but I do collect them. And so I may be able to, give you keywords for them if you're selling them online. But I have, if it's a Willis bag, I have 3 of those, and I had to stop myself from getting a 4th one. I also would love to find a little Willie. I got the little Willie once, and I got rid of it, and I feel like I miss my little Willie. Which sounds really not as that sounds weird. I miss my little Willie. Sorry, guys. Filter's still not in place here. Here, let's have more coffee, shall we? Everybody take a sip of coffee. Coffee toast. Deb, you're exactly right. Elizabeth, you're exactly right. There's nothing like the feel of vintage Coach leather. It's beyond definition. I just can't tell you how for me it's been since the 80s. Since the late 80s, when I very first started working in the hotel industry. I was 19 years old, and 1989. And that's where I came across my first Coach bag. A friend of mine, who was a lot more bougie than I was, had one of the original Coach saddlebag crossbodies. And and she would bring it to work every day. And finally I asked her, I was like, what is this bag? I just, it looks really soft. And she's like, here, feel it. And I felt it, and it was one of those things where immediately it was like coming home. It was like falling in love for the first time. I was like, oh, that is what she said. I see that, Deb. It was like falling in love for the first time. I was like, oh, hello, hello, lover. So, thus began my lifelong love affair with Coach, and I started with the simple crossbody, um, and worked my way up from there. Yeah. But I remember, I'll never forget how proud I was. The first time that I was, the first time that I was promoted to sales in my hotel career, and I celebrated my first bonus check with. I went out and I bought myself a Coach red, and it was like an oxblood red, not exactly oxblood, but it was a very deep Asian sort of red. So it wasn't like a bright cherry red. It was like a deep Asian red, patent leather Madison bag. And it has been my favorite. I carried that thing forever. Now that I'm older and I do a little more thrifting. I carry a Coach crossbody flap, but it's again another vintage piece. But yeah, I remember being so proud and so happy, and I got a billion compliments on that purse. Um, but that's yeah, with a black deep bucket towel with a style with a drawstring top. Still have it, still love it. Oh my god. I love the Coach buckets too with the drawstring tops. I sold an eggplant covered colored one, like a purple one with yellow leather trim, and it was absolutely beautiful. And their pebble leather was super duper soft, super super soft. It was just really really beautiful. And there are a lot of Coaches that I've had to sell over the years that were really beautiful, but it has the zipper on the bottom. Ooh, nice. I don't. This one didn't have a zipper on the bottom. This one did not. I love that it had the zipper on the bottom. And sometimes you have to, like I said, with me clearing out my personal collection, I really had to make some sacrifices that I did not want to make. But you got to do what you got to do. You have to, you have to. You could, your collection can only take so much space before it owns you. My son's mom donated some vintage Coach bags from me. Once I get them cleaned up and polished, we are donating to St. Jude's. She has a granddaughter that survived cancer, my 13-year-old. Oh my God. Deb, I'm so sorry. I'm so, so sorry. Are you donating them to like an auction for St. Jude's, or are you auctioning them off and donating the money to St. Jude's? It's like an extra compartment down there. Great hiding place. I bet. You can probably keep your pistol in there. Yep, son's best friend, mom's. My fingers need coffee. It's okay. We understand. My son's mom. My son's best friend's mom. My fingers need coffee too, Deb. That's for real. That's for realsies. As a matter of fact, coffee toast. Anybody in for a coffee toast? Coffee toast. This is how I get my public filter on, by just hanging out with you guys unfiltered for a couple hours. So thank you for paying attention to me even when I don't have a filter in place, which is kind of miraculous. I'm auctioning them and donating to St. Jude's. Deb, please reach out to me and let me know when that auction is. I'd love to take a look at them, and of course, if not, just make a donation to St. Jude's. We donate to them as well. Glad we can help. Oh yeah, Bobby, definitely. I mean, honestly, if your drugs are going to get up in the middle of the night and you got to get them high to pass out. Oh, she's so sweet. She's such a cuddle bunny, guys. I wish you could see her. I mean, she's just majestic and regal and adorable and cuddly all at once. Yeah. And she's kind of drooling on my floor. She's super high. So I'll leave her alone for a little bit because she's like, Mom, can I just sleep this off? Can I just sleep off this Benadryl? Sorry. I'm really, my sinus meds are finally kicking in. So this is, wow, it's like 5:23 a.m. We've been on here for almost 2 hours, guys. 1 hour, 49 minutes. Holy crap. Holy crap. And you guys have, I'm quite sure, days to start and things to do. But I appreciate your company tonight. I do. I appreciate your being here with me. And from time to time, I'll pop on in the middle of the night just to chat with my night walkers because I am one of you. I'm one of your people. It's 6:23 there. Wow, Elizabeth, you got a whole day ahead of you. So you must be on Eastern time. You guys are an hour ahead of us, and then the Mountain is an hour behind us, and Pacific is an hour behind that. So they're 2 hours behind us. That's amazing. But I do need to actually get some shipping done. I get these orders packed up, and I have got to let you guys go too and get your things done before Johnny's show starts in a couple hours. So all I can say is thank you very much for your company. Thank you so much for your company. I sleep in 2 hour spurts. You sleep like a baby, Bobby. I'll probably fall asleep in the CT scanner. Good. That'll make you relax, Deb. Hopefully. It'd be cool if you could snore at them. They charge too much for those anyway, so give them a nice good snore. Let them know you're there. So all my love to everybody. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. Your second childhood. Yeah, like a baby. I hope you have a fantastic Monday, and just take good care of yourself. Take good care of yourself, everybody. I'm going to echo Elizabeth. Everybody have a great day, and never forget. Don't you please ever forget. Mama loves you.